So in Galatians chapter 3, verse 28, it says, there is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male and female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. I feel like if people picked up the Bible more, there'd be less of the issues that we are facing today. Period, point blank. Because it almost feels like America is now a pressure cooker with all of the race relations that are currently happening. And I'm definitely going to blame the people that look like me, the people of the melanin, a lot for this. Because there's a lot of black fatigue. Y'all have heard it. Black fatigue is a real thing because I'm tired. I am tired. But I want to get down to the nitty gritty of it all. Someone sent me a video of Nick Fuentes that they wanted me to react to because they wanted to hear my thought about it. So I just want to give y'all a little brief thing, but now I'm going to let y'all hear what Nick Fuentes had to say. And then I'm going to react after he's done. There may be an expletive. I'm not sure yet how the expletive works. So just, but here we go. Let's listen to Nick Fuentes.
It's a shame. I really do believe, look, I think black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel. And, you know, look, nobody hates black people for being black. If there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare. And I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that people have negative attitudes about black people is because most people's interactions with black people are negative. Most people's interactions with black people is when you're stuck in traffic and you see a Nissan Altima speeding down the shoulder. And you say, what the fuck? You're not supposed to do that. If everybody did that, it would just be another lane. And, you know, not everybody can do that. But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply to them. They have no respect for society. Like that's their interaction is they are a waiter and they wait on a black table and the black people don't tip and they're fucking rude. Like that's most people's interactions. It's stuff like that. They go to the DMV and they see a black person behind the counter and they say, oh, here we go. And the person's rude. Now, it just goes to show people are not racist. It goes to show people don't like people that are rude. That people don't, it's unpleasant. People want to be treated with consideration and respect. And it is true that black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. It's not even just the violence, although the violence is pretty striking. If you live your life and you know that you're going to be mugged by black people, it kind of colors your opinion or perception of black people, wouldn't you say? If 99% of the carjackings and stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people, when you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for? Black people. And you equate that with danger. And it doesn't take a lot of them to spoil the whole bunch like that. And we just want black people to take accountability and say, look, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad person. It just seems that every time I encounter you people, for the most part, it's negative. And sometimes extremely negative, like I could get a gun in my face. You know, that's a problem. And people go, well, you are just loaded up with hatred and racism. It's like, I'm really not. I'm a really friendly person. I'm a really polite, friendly person. I give everybody a chance. But if I'm someplace and I see some black person walking in with their pants sagging and they can't articulate what their problem is or what they need, and they're rude and they're aggressive and I'm in fear for my life, like, yeah, I have a problem with all of that. And people go, and these black people go, well, you're racist, you're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. If black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say, black people, oh, yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please come right on in. Man, what a relief to see you here. You're a sight for sore eyes. If black people were known for being the best, then we would be racist in the other direction. Oh, finally. So yeah, that really bothers me. It just bothers me in this damn ass city, because that's all it is in Chicago, is just these black people who can never take accountability. It's always somebody else's fault.
And that, my people, is Nick Fuentes. I've never actually listened to Nick Fuentes. I don't know him like that. But he had me cracking up. He had me cracking up. Okay. Yesterday I was doing a live on TikTok where we were talking about, what were you talking about? Oh, I was talking about the black people that were actually celebrating and condoning what happened in Cincinnati. And I had so many black people coming in there telling me something wrong with my mind. I had another friend of mine who y'all can find here on YouTube. It's Speak Your Voice First. And she was on my panel. She was saying things, and they were, because we were the black faces, because we weren't agreeing with the bad behavior of Cincinnati brawl, then there was something wrong with our mind. There's something wrong with y'all, because y'all are supposed to cheer this on. And as we pointed out, we are followers of Christ. We're not sitting down here playing this black, white, we are attacking you. We're not doing this, because the word says to love your neighbor. It did not say love your black neighbor. It did not say love your white neighbor. It did not say love your Hispanic neighbor. It just said love your neighbor, right? I can't argue with what Nick said, because Nick was right. And I would say Nick was right. But the problem is exactly what my friend Miller for Christ said on TikTok. The problem is that people like her and I get lumped up into that. And that's the part that sucks, because we're nothing like that. We're nothing like that. In fact, a lot of the black people that listen to me, y'all aren't like that either. But here's the problem. I'm going to tell you what the problem is. There are bad actors, ratchet people, trailer park trash, ghetto, mafioso, whatever you want to call them, people in every single culture, every race, every ethnicity, whatever you want. There are bad actors in every one of them. It's just black people are the only ones to celebrate and give a platform to all those that behave bad. You don't agree with me? Well, let's think about it. Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, Sukiana, Sexy Red, Young Thug. Every time there's some kind of pew-pewing, you want to free the bad boy. We ain't gonna talk about what happened with Carmelo. They celebrated that. They celebrate Cincinnati Brawl. Glorilla. Oh, can we name? There's so many to name. We celebrate the bad behavior. We don't do like other races, other ethnicities, and be like, don't associate us with them. No, because what happens, it's for black people, it's the culture. It's the culture. So it's supposed to be acceptable. The ratchet behavior that took place in Texas when they were fighting in Houston, when they were fighting for those wigs and bundles, again, they named that event as a successful event. What about that would be successful? That's not successful. That's ratchet. People fighting over wigs and bundles is ratchet. How do we celebrate that bad behavior? But that's what we do. We celebrate the bad behavior. So then what happens, fast forward, is, yeah, bad. Black people start looking real bad. Yeah, we start looking bad. And then now they started all this critical race theory stuff, and they got all this stuff going on. So in the last few years with the DEI and the woke ideology, it was a space to cause white people to become white apologists and white people to hate themselves. And it was supposed to make Black people or minorities, the people of melanin, whatever you want to call them, now feel uplifted. I have never been of the mindset, the ideology that I must tear somebody else down to think better of myself. Absolutely not. We could both be wearing our crowns. You're not any less than because you're different from me. But for some weird reason, that is the mindset of that woke ideology, that woke mindset, that critical race theory. That is what they are creating. So then now you have the bad behavior going in excess, because if I see another video of random Black children beating up a little white girl or boy just because they've seen the adults in their life behave badly and talk about their hatred for white people, I'm gonna be sick of it. We can't can't even go on a cruise properly without rules having to be changed. Just saying. I have been in restaurants and the waiter comes to, they're nervous to come. They're nervous to come because they're so used to, I'm not going to say all, but a good number of Black people who don't like to tip. They are shocked and in awe because they provide good service and we tip very well, and they're in shock and awe. They're excited. Like, next time, please come back. Please come back. Because they're shock and awe. A table of Black people that actually tipped. The bad attitudes. Yes, I've been in the DMV and I try to create the environment because you get the bad attitude. So I'll be like, hey, what are you doing this morning? Are you having a great day? Just so to help. Mind you, that is why I said I hate that we're all lumped into this, because I am someone that has actually won awards for my customer service, because I believe in exactly what the word says. There is no Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male and female, for you are all one in Christ. I actually believe that. So I live like that. I don't just take the words and just be like, okay, I just read it. No, I live by that. So when I see people behaving in that mindset, it's frustrating. Now let's even take it a step further. People don't realize that this mindset is now penetrating our little ones, because think about them 3 little boys, and I'll do a video on here for you guys just in case you missed it. The 3 little boys who was in Walgreens cutting up after they were caught stealing. They're stealing. And they cussing people out, telling them they're going to burn down this, they're going to do that. And then one little boy used the same line that Jasmine Crockett used on Marjorie Taylor Greene. And again, because we celebrate bad behavior, people like Jasmine Crockett has a platform to speak her foolishness. And now it's going in, it's filtering down to our little kids. So even though this little boy is in the wrong for stealing, he wants to be calling this the authority, you bad built body, whatever he wanted to call her. Okay? But this is what I'm talking about. We need to stop celebrating bad behavior. Black people, people of the melanin, those who are not like the ratchets. Let us do our due diligence and start calling out bad behavior. Stop saying it's the culture. It's not the culture. Stop celebrating the sagging pants. It's not the culture. Stop celebrating these young girls that are naked walking around the streets. It's not the culture. Stop walking around and with this nasty attitude. It's not the culture. Stop going around here and saying all white people are bad. Have you met all white people? It's not the culture. When he talked about that, when you see it's the bad attitudes. Do you remember how white people were shaming the Karens? White people were shaming the Karens for their Karen behavior. And they want nothing to do with a Karen. Karen had a bad attitude. She was nasty. She was problematic. She was racist. They were like, we have nothing to do with the Karens. We do not uplift the Karens. But yet, us black people keep uplifting the Bonquasias. Why? Why? Why do we keep doing that? All I'm saying is Nick has a point, and he lives in Chicago, so he's sharing his thing. This video, like I said, I can't speak on Nick Fuentes in its entirety, but this video specifically, I can say nothing that he said was wrong. He was actually right. The only thing that gives me a little bit of pause is that we are not all the same. We are not the same. I have dated men who said they would never date black women, and they quote unquote made an exception for me. And then they say, Tag, you're kind of different. Are you regular black? What kind of question is that? I've had white men that dated me and they were like, you're not like normal black women. Now, mind you, this statement came from black men and white men. They're shocked. They're like, you're not like most black women. And that's a bad thing. That this is the picture that is out there. But again, this picture is out there because instead of us call down the bad behavior, force each other to take accountability for bad behavior, and stop blaming everyone else for your bad behavior, we stay silent. Well, your girl, Crystal Beyond Labels, and you can email me if you have a problem at crystal@crystalbeyondlabels.com. You can. Crystal is going to call out the bad behavior because at the end of the day, as the word says, and I'll share this one with you. Then Peter began to speak. I now realize how true it is that God has not shown favoritism, but accepts from every nation the one who fears him and does what is right. That is Acts chapter 10, verse 34 to 35. Understand that. There's no favoritism. Doesn't matter. So you can think you want to be special, but you're not. Or let's go down to Revelation, one of my favorite books in the Bible. After this, I looked, and there before me was a great multitude that no one could count, from every nation, tribe, people, and language, standing before the throne and before the Lamb. In Revelation 7:9. You want to know why? Because, yes, God made us all unique. And yes, it's on purpose that we all look different. But we were all made in his image, and we were supposed to behave in that manner. And what does that mean? A new command I give you. Love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. John 13, 34 through 35. Didn't say love one another if you're black. Love one another if you're white. Love one another if you're Hispanic. Love one another if you're Asian. It didn't say that. It just says love one another. So stop tearing people down because they're different. We need to get out of this mindset of where we are trying to make white people hate themselves for being white because you didn't like it when the roles were reversed. Meaning, because y'all talk about slavery all the time. You know, I'm about sick of hearing about slavery right now. But when you were judged on your skin color, you didn't like it. So now why do it back? Why would you do it to someone else? If you didn't like it, why would you do it to somebody else? Why would you do it? That is not what God calls us to do. That is what his word says. I need y'all to lock into his word. Get back to the word. When you get back to the word, you will make better decisions. You will stand on God's principles. That's it for now. Yes, I am finished with this one. I'm going to have another video coming out soon. This one I'm going to expound on this because we have to talk about how we couldn't leave Sydney Sweeney alone because Beyonce and Lizzo had to come out with their own versions because it couldn't just be about the genes. It had to be about race. Bad behavior. Anyway, Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell right now. Turn it on to all so that you can always know when I'm going live. I have some great topics coming out. I am going to be talking about a lot of things, even the things as far as distraction that the devil has created, and you don't even know, that has you in idolatry and you don't even realize that. So, yes, please turn on that notification bell and please comment. Please let me know in the comments. Do you see where I'm coming from? Because for real, we got to stop the foolishness. America's in a pressure cooker. And if you don't realize we're in a pressure cooker, I don't know what to tell you. We need to stop it and stop it now because we have the younger generation coming up behind us. And racism is taught. You're not born racist. Have a beautiful and blessed one. And I'll see you next time here on Crystal Beyond Labels. Later.